Hey everybody, today I'm going to teach you about dynamic poses, or at least try to explain how I go about drawing my dynamic poses, which is something I get asked about often. How to draw dynamic poses, exciting poses, characters that look like they're doing things or in motion. And the first thing I would highly suggest, is learning how to draw people in static pose, which is just a basic standing pose, so you can get used to all the limbs and everything in basic, shapes as they are in basic angles, because that's all they are. They're basic shapes. All these are just basic shapes. Fancy versions of basic shapes. The head is just a square or a rectangle, and the limbs are usually just cylinders. So when I'm doing dynamic poses, I try to picture these limbs in as basic shapes, but tilted or just pointing in dynamic or awkward or fun positions. So the key is learning them as basic shapes and then learning how to just tilt them. And some things to keep in mind are overlapping and the line of action being smooth versus sharp, or if you can't do the cylinders, you can break them down into more basic shapes like rectangles, boxes, or circles, or anything like that. And then you just build on top the more complicated shapes, the fancy shapes, and the anatomy, or your stylized anatomy, or stuff like that. And just keep practicing in basic angles and practicing dynamic angles, and get used to what these shapes look like in both, and the shapes within the shapes, like the spacing between each side of the shape, the length of the circles, the length of the tubes and the lines, and all that. Just practice and get it buried deep in your subconscious. And I highly suggest practicing and studying from reference, as well as your imagination. Switch between both. Do some studying from reference and artists that you like, and then try to do the same thing without the reference, to test and increase your memory and muscle memory and all that jazz, and just have fun with it. Most important thing is fun. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't fun. I love it. Yeah, here are some dynamic poses I'll leave you with. I hope this is the first of a series. I'll try to go into detail about everything I just tried to explain to you, so that hopefully I can better explain it and better understand it myself, and grow and evolve, and hopefully I can help at least one of you grow and evolve with me too. So if you want that, stay tuned. You know how to. And until next time, take care.